Welcome to the United States of Tiffany. Our commentary offers a humorous take on wrestling. Please note, we're not bullying or attacking the wrestlers. We're engaging with the choreographed sport and its storylines. Our jokes and observations are about the characters and storylines, not the real people behind them. Tourists and citizens alike, welcome. Enjoy the show, and remember, it's all in good fun.
Hello, how are you guys doing? Well, today was an interesting day, now wasn't it? Monday Night Raw has come and gone, and it's time to go over the show and where we are headed. Now, Monday Night Raw took place in Milwaukee today. Okay, we were in Milwaukee. And of course, they advertised that AJ Lee was going to be in the building, and she was. So let's get that out the way before I start getting bombarded with shit. Now, AJ Lee came out there and she cut a really nice promo where she told everybody 10 years ago she had felt like she had achieved everything that was achievable for women during that time. So she hung up her boots and left the rest to the girls to be able to fight and achieve their own goals. She said that she went home, she was content, she was satiated. She went and took care of her mental health. She took care of herself. And then she said she was watching Monday Night Raw and she had no problem. Her husband's wrestling the John Cena's of the world, Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre. They're beating the hell out of each other. It's the nature of the business. She says, I have no problem with that. But then I see Becky Lynch in the ring. That concerned me. That caused her pause. You see, AJ said her mental health was in check. She had been doing great. Everything seemed to be fine. And then Becky Lynch had to go and motorboat her husband. That kind of struck a match where that fire had been burned out for quite some time. You poured kerosene on embers, Becky. And not only that, but you were able to go home with a sweet shiner from Friday. That bitch took off her glasses. Baby, I said, God damn. Who beat your ass? Now, Becky and Seth came out there dressed like one of them was getting ready to go to a rave and the other one was going to a ghetto hood rat rodeo. And I love me some King Troy, but Seth looked like he was finna go stomp a butthole in a few niggas' asses on a drive-by and go to the rodeo down the street. Okay? Now listen. Becky came out there first, obviously rattled. The beginning of the show, Becky was coming in the building. She didn't want nobody to see her, but she had on some big ass glasses that looked like monsters was eating damn glasses. So you couldn't see nothing. But of course, Becky sold it as much as she could. She didn't want to be seen, and Seth was upset that she was upset. Anyways, The girl told her to give her back her title. Now, I did not see on Friday that Becky walked away without the championship. In fact, I thought she had it. But what happened was, after they got into their little kerfuffle and both of them ran away with the titles, Becky dropped her title. And that is when AJ Lee picked it up and was walking to the back with the title. If you saw on WWE's Twitter, on its Instagram, and on its TikTok, AJ Lee had the title and was wearing it and was walking around with it the whole time. Now she shows up on Monday Night Raw and the title was around her waist. So I was like, ooh, Sif stole her championship. Crazy. That lady crazy. I done told y'all. Now, she agreed to give her title back as long as she agreed to a tag team match. Now, the initial interaction was just between her and Becky. She said, Becky, if you want the title, babe, you can always just come in here and get it. But after Becky had suffered that shiner from last Friday, I think Becky thought twice, 3, 4 times. Yeah, I'm not going in there. So then she was like, I don't want to touch your sweaty ass man. Your man stinks. I had to bathe in bleach. Blah, blah, blah. I'm going to bring my man out here. You know, my man's hot and he's clean. And I'm like, well, damn, do CM Punk stink? Why you keep making it seem like this man is just sweaty all the time? Now, I will say he does sweat profusely. But the only time I see that man sweat is when he's wrestling. That's the only time I see him sweat. And I think that's the inside joke because CM Punk do like rubbing his sweat on people because he do it to Stephanie McMahon often. Okay. And he probably be going in the back hugging on Becky while he back there when he's sweating. It's just a thing that he likes to do. Okay. So Becky is using that as her little kerfuffle part in this whole, setup between her husband, AJ Lee, and CM Punk. Okay. Now, AJ Lee stood there. Becky didn't come out there. So that's when Seth came out. She called him out there. He came out there and was like, look, we don't need to take this any further than it already is. We just, we're just going to go ahead. You give her back her title. Okay. And we'll move on. Now, Becky did say something that was very, very ignorant. Becky said, you don't have nothing to do with this. I don't even know why you're here. Bitch. If any woman in that backstage area in front of everybody, if it was fucking Rhea that got up in Seth Rollins' face and was slapping his ass around, because real talk, Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair, Lash Legend, Jade Cargill, hell, I even give that to Tiffany Stratton, and Nia Jax could easily whip his ass. Okay, let's just put the shit out there so everybody understand. Those women alone, and I'm not even talking about the ones who are just freakishly strong like Ivy now. We're just talking about the ones that match his height and taller and got him in weight and still look good. All them women I mentioned can whoop his ass easy. So if any of those women and any of the other women was back there doing what she did to CM Punk, and they did that to Seth, she'd be one of the first ones, if not the only one out there ready to whoop ass. But you tell AJ Lee that it's okay for her to sit at home and watch her husband get emasculated by you on TV? Bitch, you crazy. You have lost your ever-loving mind. Don't matter what happened between Seth and CM Punk. It never had anything to do with you. Never in a day. You involved yourself because you didn't like how it was turned, what your husband was turning into, or you don't like the fact that you were not a part of the conversation. I'm going to lean more towards the fact that you didn't like the fact that you're not a part of the conversation because you didn't have no more opponents for that Intercontinental Championship. You had cut out Lyra's ability to be champion. You basically destroyed Bayley to the point where Bayley done split into 2 motherfucking people. Okay? And you beat Nikki Bella. They ain't finna give her another title shot for a minute. All right? Rhea don't want your raggedy ass title. Oscar not looking for it. And EO Sky busy, and so was Stephanie Vaquer. And right now, Trinity's pregnant. So most of the top girls ain't checking for you. Who is left? You out on the island all by your lonesome, sis. And you supposed to be making the title better. I thought the title was supposed to be getting challenges, not you creating a stop block with the title. That must hurt. Anyways, Seth went in the ring to try to go get the title. But prior to that, AJ Lee gave him a proposition because Seth said, just give him back the title and we'll go on our merry little way and everybody can get the hell out of tired ass Milwaukee. I said, well, damn. Seth, you from Iowa, bitch. Go to hell. You from Iowa. You are from the place where they make white people in the factories, sir. Anyway, I'm kidding before y'all get all of y'all feelings. Anyways, Cheryl, AJ Lee told him, she said, wait a minute, that's a good idea. But I have something that sounds even better. Just hear me out. She was like, your tired ass wife with her black eye can come in here and get this title and then, run the risk of suffering another black eye. Because that's highly possible. Or you could just give me a tag team match. It'll be you and your black eyed wife versus me and my husband, CM Punk. What do you think? I'm all ears for suggestions. We're working out this together. Seth was like, girl, I'm gonna go get your title. He got in that ring, child, and AJ Lee jumped in front of that title so fast. And Becky was like, you need to move. You're in front of my husband. I said, oh no, bitch. This is exactly what you were doing, but to a lesser degree. At least she got enough respect for the man not to put her hands on him for now. Now, as he got to get mad, because it don't take much to piss Seth Rollins off. Seth Rollins is always under, he always angry. You know what I'm saying? He's always mad. So as Seth continued to bubble under the surface of anger, he got to be talking real crazy to CM Punk's wife. Now, there are a lot of things that CM Punk will let slide. That ain't one of them. If anything, the closest thing you're going to get to be able to get underneath that man's skin is to say something crazy about his wife or that dog that he has. That is a surefire way to get your ass sent to whoever you believe in that pine box. Now, he almost suffered to go to sleep, but he was able to wriggle his way out of it. At least this time he didn't fall out the ring trying to run from him. The segment ended, but I will say that AJ Lee said some real shit because that bitch was in the ring and she said, I'm your favorite wrestler's favorite wrestler. I said, bitch. Right? I mean, you dirty bitch. It's about to be a long couple of months. Now we're gonna make this show short and sweet. We're not gonna keep y'all long. I had to get the AJ Lee stuff out the way because people get mad when I don't talk about it. Okay, it gets in their feelings. All right. What's happening? Not light it up, Jesus. This is what we're gonna have to deal with for the next couple of months because I'm already tired. I'm already tired. Live for Becky's sharp boot stuff. The Becky outfit was cute, but it was giving rave. And Seth looked like he was finna go down. He was finna go downtown and shoot up a couple houses, and then he was gonna go to the rodeo. That's what he looked like. She definitely can. Ivy is hella strong. That little pit bull is strong. And don't get mad at me for calling that woman that. She called herself a goddamn pit bull. Okay? Mind your business. Hello, how you doing? She finna wrap Becky into a pretzel. Well, you know they call that lady the Black Widow. Okay? You know they call that lady the Black Widow. Does anyone know what happened in Milwaukee specifically in 2018? You talking about one night in Milwaukee with Lana Rusev and Aiden English? Not it was real ethnic. It was real ethnic, urban, if you will. Period. Period. These my people. They understand me. Anyway, let's get into the rest of the show. If I missed anything with AJ Lee and them, y'all always correct me in the comments, so go ahead and correct me. The show actually opened up with the Usos. The Usos was out there, and I ain't gonna lie to you, it was nice to see the brothers back together again. They play well off of each other when they cut promos. It was a good time. Okay, they called Paul Heyman a motherfucking orca. And I was like, bitch. Now he's shaped like an orca? Lord have mercy. Baby, they told you Paul Heyman's ass up. I don't know what was Brian Breaker's issue, but his ass couldn't get his promo out to save his life. And I know that it's a part of the thing that he's supposed to be unhinged. He is supposed to be that Dean Ambrose unhinged lunatic. But here's the thing. Dean Ambrose had poise. Dean Ambrose had charisma. He could talk. He wasn't no light in the ass bitch. Okay? God, you irritate my soul. Now I will say Bronson Reed is smoother than a motherfucker. Okay, I ain't gonna hold you. That man smooth as hell on the microphone. But what I don't like is you trying to steal the tribal chief shit. Like that shit is icky. That's icky. I don't like that. Get your own shit. Okay, like you can be the tribal thief if that's what you want, but telling everybody to acknowledge you is just weird. It's just weird. I don't like it. And I feel like Jey Uso about to go down this path too. Let's get into Jey Uso. Because he seems to be snapping and breaking as well. Now, I don't know what it is about Roman Reigns and his effect on people. But it seems that Roman Reigns' words to Jey Uso to look out for himself and to be about numero uno, he seems to be taking that to heart. Now, Jimmy, he's a kind soul. Okay, Jimmy's not just about self, and he understands that with the vision being in play the way that they are, they have to operate under the guise of that it's everybody versus the division. Y'all petty squabbles have to come last. Everything else we will deal with as a unit. But they don't want to hear that, you see. Now, Jimmy and Jay on the same page until we get to LA Knight. Now, as the boys came out there, Bronson Reed and Brian Breaker was all in their business. Jimmy and Jay said, well, since y'all want to start talking all this shit, we already got the match set up for WrestlePalooza, babes. But I tell you what, we can fight this shit out right now. What's up? What's up? They was like, nigga, let's go. Nah, Bronson Reed was like, hey, we not finna fight y'all today. We don't have time for that. We're not finna fight y'all today. So LA Knight came out there and started attacking both of them. Now, what was strange was watching the two of them stand there trying to figure out what they were going to do. I'm like, okay, LA Knight's out there by himself. What are y'all doing? What's going on? Okay. It's very odd. It was very odd. Now, when they got him in the ring, that's when the attack went on. Now, here's where shit broke down. LA Knight got thrown into the corner where Jey Uso was. LA Knight stopped. He said, hey, you cool? Jey Uso said, hey, chill out. Like, chill out, dude. Now, think about what I'm saying. You're in the corner of the ring, right? You know it's two enemies in the ring trying to attack you. Now, the smart thing to do would be to dip out the corner of the ring. And if Bronson Reed is getting ready to attack, LA Knight move, Bronson Reed hit the turnbuckle. No. Jey Uso stayed in the corner. Don't understand why he stayed there. Dangerous place to be in the ring with a motherfucker who weighs over 250 pounds. Okay, Bronson Reed is 300 plus. That's a big motherfucker. Okay, so you crazy. You crazy. I'm getting my ass the fuck up out of there. Shit. He chose to stay. Now,
I saw Pitts coming. I moved.
Period.
She saw Pitts coming. She stayed.
And did. I would have got my ass out the way. I don't know what you're talking about. Now, Jey Uso stands there. LA Knight sees Bronson Reed and moves. He assumed that Jey Uso also saw him. Given the fact that this man is 6 foot plus and 300 something pounds, I would imagine your ass would have seen him too. I don't give a fuck what you're talking about. I'm gonna move. I don't know what the fuck you gonna do. I can't save you. It's either I move and you get squashed, or bitch, we both get squashed. Either way, you're gonna be mad at me no matter what. So I'd rather you be mad that you got squashed than me be squashed with you, bitch. The fuck? Now, Jimmy was able to get the drop on Brian Breaker and them, and everything seemed to be going smooth. But of course, Jey Uso is still mad at LA Knight. Now let me get this. Let me break it down, because I'm not mad at Jimmy for being upset with LA Knight per se. What I'm upset about is you got to figure out what you want to do. You got to figure out your side, right? Because if you are not focused on Bronson Reed and Brian Breaker, they're going to use this problem to their advantage to take you out. And then you're going to end up on a stretcher just like your cousin, because you're not paying attention. You ain't got your head on the swivel. You're not being smart. And your brother is focusing on the task, and you too busy worried about yourself. That's the reason why the bloodline split up and broke apart in the first place, because of Roman's selfishness and his need to constantly be in control. And if you start adopting his principles and proceeding forward in life the way that he does, you'll get to the promised land, but you ain't gonna keep it. Because it's going to be somebody like Cody Rhodes that's going to come in, capitalize, and destroy everything that you built. Everything. You don't believe me? Go ask your cousin. He ain't been on top for a long time. And while, yes, he still has the love of the people, he still has the respect of the people, he ain't got no goal to give him no type of power. He has no power to do anything. And you've already had an opportunity at the championship, so you know what it takes to get there. But to turn into your cousin after everything that you've done and been through is fucking crazy to me. That's nuts. And if you don't get your shit together and start really paying attention to what's happening, you're going to fuck around and be on that island by yourself. And your brother Jimmy going to be excelling ahead of you. And you really going to be mad. I'm just saying. Like, relax, sir. He's a paper tray. He was funny. Dean had tact and a plan. He definitely did. Very good. Not you comparing my second WWE crush, Cody was first, to my current WWE crush. Well, who is the current? Brian Breaker? Ew. Ew. He can't talk. Didn't miss nothing major, but when we started calling Becky a chicken and she did a chicken wing on the man called her a chicken. And she was When I tell you Becky was crashing out today, that shit was funny. That was hilarious. I was like, you know what, bitch, you got it, because that's funny. It's funny. Yeah, everybody was showing up and showing out today. It was a mess. But anyways, this whole segment was very interesting. We get to the back. Jimmy's trying to get his brother to understand, like we need to stick together to take them out because the vision is working as a unit. They operate as a team. And Jay's like, look, I'm not helping LA Knight out. You saw what happened out there. I'm not doing that. And he was like, I'm going to fuck home. I'm not staying here helping LA Knight. He was like, nah, we need to go out there and make these people acknowledge us and then smash everybody. And if they don't, we smash them. And he was like, yo, you starting to sound like Roman. And I'm like, that's exactly what Roman used to say. And he was like, we cannot go out there and handle things like that. And Jay Uso was like, you always worried about everybody else, but what about me? I want to get my championship back. It's all about him and what he wants. Jimmy has not had a singles championship yet. Jimmy hasn't had an opportunity except for that United States Championship to have a singles championship yet. And I fear that that's going to come up between the two of them. Now, if we get round 2 with Jimmy and Jay crashing out and they actually versus each other, this time, I actually want the match to be worthwhile. Like, please don't give us the bullshit that we got on the last, a few years back when y'all wrestled at Mania. Okay? And Jimmy need to be the one to go over, not Jay. I don't know what they doing, but if they plan on switching Jay over to the bad side to get Jimmy over, so be it. But at the same time, like, please make it worthwhile because y'all be tripping. I'm still mad that they didn't use Braun Squared. That's crazy. Crash Out Becky is top tier. I have to agree. She is hilarious. All this talk about smashing other men is giving. Wow. Well, we know where your brain is. You're nasty. Be who you are. Nacho was laughing out loud. Annie Hoosies. Laura lost to this big bitch today. And it wasn't from a lack of trying, but it was from a lack of awareness. And then afterwards, we got a promo cut by Bailey. Bailey is like, Lyra, I want Lyra to forgive me because I never, ever meant to do anything to harm her or to cost her her opportunity. That wasn't my intention. And of course, Becky is still battling with her inner demons. Her hugger persona is trying to get her to understand that she is a better person than that. There's a better way to handle this. And then her ding dong hello side is like, fuck them hoes. If that means lost, she lost. If she dies, she dies. Okay? That's how she feels. I fucks with the ding dong hello side. That whole telling the motherfucking truth. Especially when it comes to Lyra punk ass, because her ass didn't have that listen, Lyra be pissing me off because not too long ago her ass was giving Bailey all types of blues. Now all of a sudden you want to find out where she is and you need to see if she okay. You didn't give a fuck where she was when you was worried about Becky. You didn't give a fuck about that. You didn't care when you cost her the damn championship. I hold very big grudges. I'll be all up in your shit. You lost your title opportunity and so did I. Congratulations, bitch. We on the same motherfucking spot. We in this hole together. You cost me my championship on purpose, as did you. I didn't cost you on purpose. Who was in the match having a match? Was it me or you? It was you. It was me. Were you legal in that match? No. When you attacked Becky, you knew what was going to happen, especially since I was in the middle of my match, correct? Yes, then you did it on purpose, bitch. Stop playing with me. You couldn't wait till after the match was over. I don't care if Becky was antagonizing you or not. Number one, you shouldn't have had your stupid ass out there. That's the first thing. Number two, you knew it was an Intercontinental Championship match for me. You knew this. And yet you still got your ass in the ring. And now you want to be on your high mighty horse talking about something. I can't never challenge for the championship again. I didn't tell your dumb ass to make that stipulation with her. You shouldn't have accepted it. Fuck wrong with you? I came out there and gave you a receipt that you rightfully deserve. Get the fuck over it. You want her to drop the title so you can get it, force the bitch to lose it. Every time she have a match, you not popping up costing her the match. Because I would have. Fuck out of here. I'll be tearing Lyra's ass up. She said she was done with the vortex. Let the bird lady struggle and get plucked. That's crazy. I'd have cussed her ass the fuck out. Smooth. You hear me? But anyway, Roxanne's ass was out there causing interference and shit, laughing. You know that hoe real happy because her mama there. Anyway, as Roxanne and the girl and Raquel walked away, Lyra was left in a heap of loss. Okay, she lost, and she got to go up against Roxanne next week. Now, she already done fought Raquel. Next week, she going to be fighting Roxanne. I fear Bailey's ass is going to be coming out there, but Bailey done split. Bailey is split. I don't know which side of her is going to come out, but you know what I like about this is that they can use that to her advantage. Whichever way the wind blows, Bailey could come out there as Ding Dong Hello role model Bailey, or she can come out there as Hugger Bailey. It really doesn't matter. You don't know what you're going to get. All you know is that Bailey's there. You kind of have to it's kind of like with Alexa Bliss when she was in the dark side. Alexa Bliss, you ain't know what kind of bliss she was going to get. I'm kind of curious as to how they're going to let this play out. I'm very curious about it. But anyways, let's get into El Grande Americano facing off against AJ Styles. AJ Styles had a receipt to give to El Grande Americano. El Grande Americano cost him the Intercontinental Championship last week, and AJ Styles was not happy. As soon as El Grande came out there, AJ Styles went on a full assault of El Grande, taking him out, honey. So much so they never got the chance to ring the bell until they got back in the ring, child. But there was a secondary Grande that came out there, to which Dragon Lee was able to help thwart. Now, this gave AJ Styles the win, but let me tell y'all, AJ Styles and El Grande did this beautiful counter into the Styles Clash transition that just looked so seamless, so cool. If you haven't watched Monday Night Raw, that alone was just dope. It was just so dope. I was living for that, okay? Now, the rest of the show was pretty simple, all right? Penna went up against Rusev for whatever fucking reason. Wasn't a bad match. It was okay, but the New Day came out there with Grayson Waller. It just seemed like a lot of bullshit and overkill. They got involved helping Rusev get the W because they ran interference for him. He won, and he's hollering and screaming and shit. And I'm just like, what the? Rusev is boring. I'm sorry. Y'all can have that man if that's what you want, but he's boring to me. Next match we got was Asuka versus Nikki Bella. Asuka and Nikki Bella was backstage because Nikki was talking to Io. Asuka don't want nobody talking to Io that she don't approve. And Asuka told her, you got to get the hell away from my friend because I'm the top woman in this division and you got to go. And of course, Io was like, Asuka, like, chill. And Asuka was like, Nikki Bella was like, well, since you talking shit, she was like, how about if we go in the ring and we can have a little match and we'll see. And Asuka was like, ain't nobody ready for Asuka, and I know your ass ain't ready. So if you want to come out there and wrestle me, then so be it. I'll beat some respect into your ass in that ring. Because Nikki Bella told her, you ain't got to like me, but you will respect me. She was like, bitch, no the fuck I am. I don't gotta respect your asshole. She was like, girl, the days of me saying I have to respect you are over. You can get the fuck out my face before you get swole. Shit, they got their asses out there. That ring, Oscar was whooping her ass. I ain't gonna lie, Nikki got a little bit on her, but she got her ass whooped. The Kyrie ran a little bit of interference, and she got lost. She suffered a loss, baby. Nikki Bella was not happy. She got her back. Oscar ran up on her and rubbed it in, and she was like, bitch, you not the top woman in this division no more. I am. It's me. Ism. Rhea Ripley come on there like, bitch, do we have a problem? Huh? Oscar was like, we ain't got no problem as long as you know I'm the woman around here. I run this damn division. Everything goes through me. Rhea said, bitch, I thought your homegirl was going for the championship because you ain't got nothing on your waist that says anything of power to me. You at the bottom just like the rest of us, ho. She was like, ain't your homegirl going after the title? I thought your homegirl was going after the championship to be the head of the division. So once she get the title, don't that make you subservient to her? She was like, well, once EO becomes champion, and then she was like, get your ass up out of here. Go about your motherfucking business. Oscar said the same lesson I just gave to Nikki, I'll gladly give that shit to you. What you trying to do? She was like, let's go. She's like, yeah, that's what I thought. And she backed away and walked away. She called Kyrie because Kyrie act like, she don't know how to do nothing but be her little timid friend running behind her and shit. Poor Kyrie. She just tore up on the floor up, honey. I think that was all the matches that we saw besides the segment with AJ Lee and them. And the last match was, of course, Bronson Reed versus LA Knight. To save you a lot of trouble, Bronson Reed won the match. LA Knight was on the mat. He was getting beat up. Jimmy came out there for the save. Jimmy got beat up. Jay came out there for the save. They was able to get the drop on him, get them out the ring. And he had a chair. LA came in, got the chair. And this is after Jay got speared. LA came in with the chair to equalize everything, dapped up Jimmy and thanked him for having his back and coming in there. But of course, Jay Uso, he speared him. So there's that. To show it off with Jimmy standing there, not really knowing what to do, if he should look after LA Knight or he should just go with his brother. And that's how the show went off. So we got some very confusing things going on right now. Where the fuck is American Made at?
Wrestling on main event.
Is that what it is?
Wrestling Alpha Academy over there, so.
Alpha Academy was wrestling with American Made on main event. Now, for them to not have much of a tag team division and to have one of the best tag teams in the company in American Made, and they're not on TV, and listen, I love New Day as much as anybody, but I'm sorry, y'all can't have it both ways. You can't say in one breath that you want to have new people on TV and new people at the top, and then only expect New Day to be there. New Day should have been putting over teams like American Made so that they could be champion. Like, what's going on? What's happening? Oscar is cutthroat these days, ain't she? Oh, she was nasty, honey. Kyrie's stuck in the middle. Poor Kyrie. Kyrie be trying to make the girls break. No, I thought that too, Don. Because Kyrie be standing there staring at them, and I know they be getting ready to die laughing. They be just waiting to cackle. They were on main event last week. Oh, Lord. Knew they ain't did nothing. But lost them titles. But find a new nerve to hit. With all of the antics that they doing, I'm not saying it's worth it. It's not worth it. But at the same time, it's like I said, I love New Day, but I don't need New Day to be champions again. That's just the real tea. I also want to see other people get opportunities. Like, I like the War Raiders, but I want to see American Made be champion. They are really good and they're decent on the microphone. They're funny. They have personality. It's not fair. I just need them to do something else. Now we're supposed to go back. Rhea said the first time a couple weeks ago, she had to bite inside her mouth because Kyrie was trying to get her to break. Oh my God. That is crazy. She probably like biting her mouth anyway. You know how she is. You know she had crazy. WrestlePalooza is set and done, ladies and gentlemen. It is next week. If I recall, yes. WrestlePalooza is next week. Woo, child. Hold on. Hold on, children. So, WrestlePalooza is next Saturday. This is the first PLE that is going to be on ESPN. WWE is smart as hell because that PLE, everybody's going to be watching Miss AJ Lee and her re-debut in the WWE. I don't think they're going to give her a match before then. This is going to be her first match back. So, we got 2 tag team matches already booked and ready to go. When it comes to WrestlePalooza, which means we are 4 matches in to this PLE. Okay. First match that was booked was Stephanie versus Io. Now, we heard tonight they were supposed to have a contract signing. Stephanie was not cleared for them to have that signing today. Now, Adam assured Io that Stephanie was going to be cleared for next week's WrestlePalooza, but the contract signing was off and they were not having it. This does not look good. Hopefully, this contract signing is not an omen and they will get their match and everything will be fine. We know that Lego Goro is going up against John Cena. I'm not going to watch this match, but y'all have at it if that's what you want to do. But these 2 matches were booked and made tonight. The Usos will face off against Breaker and Reed, and I have a sneaking suspicion that Breaker and Reed are probably going to win over the Usos in this match. Also, we have another match, tag team match. This is a mixed tag team. Rollins and Becky Lynch will face off against Punk and AJ Lee. This is going to be the one that everybody's looking forward to and wanting to watch. I think bringing back the Razor. Motorola's bitch ass that brought back the Razor.
That's the thing I want to see. They said he's supposed to bring back the sidekick.
Not the sidekick. Happy birthday to your sister. Okay, so these are your matches for WrestlePalooza. Okay. Worlds Collide is Friday after SmackDown, and I'm watching it because Worlds Collide is always fun. It's always a good time. Okay. They are going to be in Las Vegas. They're going to be in Las Vegas, y'all. I know that Alejandra and Lola are supposed to be facing off. I know that Natalia's supposed to be going up against Fappy Apache, I believe. You're going to have Dom facing off against Vikingo. There's a couple of matches on this card. I highly recommend that you guys watch Worlds Collide because Worlds Collide is going to be interesting. It's going to go live at 10 p.m. So I probably won't watch Worlds Collide. I probably won't go live right after SmackDown unless something crazy happens. I will watch Worlds Collide and then I'll go live and give y'all the full blow by blow of everything, and I'll make it like a quick little rundown video so it's not too much. Okay? But Worlds Collide is Friday at 10 p.m. It was starting at 3, but they switched it to 10. So hold tight, y'all. Give me 1 second.
Still don't know my words, still stressing perfection. Let you all in my mental, got me looking too desperate. Damn, you ain't deserve.
All right. So we got a lot going on. We got a lot going on, y'all. Okay. Be sure to watch Worlds Collide. It comes on at 10 p.m. on Friday after SmackDown. And then next week, we've got WrestlePalooza. It is coming on at 7 Eastern Standard Time. So it's coming on at 7. We've already got 4 matches booked and ready to go. I don't know if they're going to add more. Friday, however, you're supposed to have Randy Orton facing off against Drew McIntyre. Tiffany Stratton has defended her championship against Jade Cargill. And there's supposed to be something with the tag teams. And I imagine this is where we'll see what's going on with the Street Profits and everything like that. We got a lot going on over on SmackDown, and hopefully they clear some things up. And we get to see everybody over there. Okay, now listen. Me and the Hubs is getting ready to film for Wrestle Eats. I have shut down the memberships until I get everything worked out so y'all can have something to pay for. I don't want people paying for things and they're not happy or satisfied with it. So for now, I'm shutting down the memberships. Once I get everything situated with memberships, I will reopen it and you guys can get your membership back if you want to. I'm going to adjust everything and fix it. But for now, we've got Wrestle Eats getting ready to come out. We're going to be filming this. What is it? This weekend, we supposed to film for Wrestle Eats, babe?
This weekend or next weekend, one of them.
Okay. We're supposed to film this, and then the videos will start coming out in October. We're going to be filming a couple of things, but the only thing I need from y'all, which I did put on the community tab, so please, I use my community tabs often as much as I can, so when you guys really want to get in touch with me quickly, go over to the community tabs. I will make sure I put something up there every day so you guys can talk back and forth with me. They used to have inboxes on YouTube, but they don't have that no more. The community tabs is the only way y'all can communicate with me over here. And I do have my channel over on Instagram, which I'm also going to put that over there as well. And I'll put it in my stories. So for my Wrestle Eats videos, this is going to be kind of done like vlog style. I'm going to show you how to cook the stuff. And then we're going to do the sit down where we try it out. And I tell you what I think about it. We talk about some of the superstars and we'll talk about some stuff with me. If you have specific questions you want me to answer, specific things you want to hear from me or my husband, or if I have my other family members in there, I need you to ask me those questions via the community tab or inside my channel over on Instagram. That way you guys can give me all the questions you need. I can answer every question that y'all have. I don't have to worry about waiting to ask the question. I'm going to put that chat up. I'm going to put that prompt up in the chat for the Instagram channel in about 5 minutes, but it's already on the community tab. Just go over there and give me whatever questions you want me to answer during those mukbangs. But I'm just going to show you how we're going to find everything we do for these episodes. We're going to go out. We're going to go pick up everything. Then the next day, we're going to cook. and then we're going to sit down, we're going to eat, and we're going to talk. That's what Wrestle Eats is going to be. Wrestle Eats is going to start in October, but we're going to start filming this month. So give me all your questions. Give me all your ideas. If you have a specific meal you want me to cook that you know a certain superstar likes, I need you to send it to me so I can add that to the Rolodex of episodes when I start doing individuals, because I do have a lot of the superstars' favorite meals that I found through extensive research. Okay. So we got a lot going on. We not just gonna cook unhealthy stuff. We'll cook some of their favorite healthy meals as well. But we're gonna cook the stuff that's fun to eat. So, also we're gonna be doing something else with makeup and stuff. That is coming as well for my female followers and for my we, they, and them followers. Okay, we're gonna show you how to get some of these superstars looks from start to finish. I'm gonna try to source a lot of things for y'all, so you'll have all of that in video. It's a lot of stuff coming down the pike, but for now, memberships is shut down only because I don't have enough of you guys subscribed to my channel, nor enough of y'all to want to pay for exclusive content. And I just don't want to have you paying for something and you're not getting your money's worth. I don't like that. So we'll get memberships together eventually. I promise. Okay. Kayla, I'll talk to you about that separately. So last but not least, this month is kicking off with WrestlePalooza when it comes to the last PLEs of the year. We're starting with WrestlePalooza, and then we're going to go into Tuesday, September 16th, which is next week. They're going to be back in Full Sail. This is NXT Homecoming, and I know that the NXT superstars that are still in the WWE are going to be coming out in droves to go to that. So that is going to be an episode of NXT I most definitely am going to be watching. All right. Also, on the 27th of September, we've got NXT No Mercy in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Currently, right now, the NXT's WWE Speed Championship tournament for the women is happening, and Candice LeRae has advanced over Xia Brookside, which means TNA is officially out of the tournament, and it has only left NXT, SmackDown, and Raw superstars who are going to compete in this tournament. And I think there's an Evolve superstar in there. I'm not quite sure. So we have that. Hopefully by the time we get to No Mercy, we obviously will know who is going to be heading into that against Sol Ruka, who is your current WWE Speed champion. Moving on to October, Bound for Glory is headed for October 12th, and this is a TNA pay-per-view. We also have Trick Williams on this card because he will still be champion, and more than likely, if I recall, he is going to be facing off against Mike Santana for that TNA championship. All right, and in October, Halloween Havoc is going to Prescott Valley, Arizona, and they're going to be there on October 25th. This is going to be interesting, but I hope they deck it out. Like last year, they didn't really decorate for Halloween Havoc, and I hated that. I hated it so much. Also, on September 20th, you have AEW's All Out, and All Out is going to start at 3 p.m. on Saturday instead of starting at 8. It's going to start at 3. Okay, just remember that. It starts at 3. You can purchase All Out on a whole plethora of platforms. But if you have HBO Max, you'll get a $10 discount and only pay $39.99 for the PLE rather than the full $50. Okay? And last but not least, we have Worlds Collide happening on Friday. So make sure you guys tune in to Worlds Collide because the people of AAA are really, really good. They're very entertaining. And of course, WWE superstars will be a part of it. There's some matches with Judgment Day. New Day is challenging the current AAA tag team champions for their titles. There's a bunch of matches on this card that really aren't getting a lot of advertisement, but they are very interesting in how they've been set up. They are heavily advertised in like Mexico and in the Latin areas, and that is because it's AAA, obviously. But I wish WWE did a better job of advertising these matches and this match card for Worlds Collide as well. Moving into November, Survivor Series is in San Diego. It is on November 29th. And then after that, we get John Cena's last show in Boston. It's going to be in November, I think. He also is going to, and there's a Saturday night main event in November as well. And then we'll be headed into right after October. The last thing in October for the main roster is going to be WWE's Crown Jewel. That is going to be on October 11th, right before Bound for Glory, which is on the 12th of October. That's nuts. That is very, very close. This is a lot going on. That is a lot going on. Jesus. Then after that, we finally get a little break. We finally get to go quiet for a while, and it will only be December 13th, Saturday night main event, which will be John Cena's very last match in WWE, period. He will be done after Saturday night main event. And then that's when the road to WrestleMania or Royal Rumble begins, and that will have a whole tour that starts in Germany. So this entire tour for Royal Rumble, that whole first month of January, they're going to be in fucking Europe. They're not coming home until they get ready to go to Saudi. They will be in Saudi for like a week, I think, for Royal Rumble, and then they'll be headed back to the States. So after December, after the holidays, they're going to be back on the road again on this European tour, and it's going to be fucking nuts because they have no breaks in here. When they're not filming Raw, SmackDown, Raw or SmackDown, they're doing live shows. So they're going to be beat down before they get to Royal Rumble. It's about to be very, very nuts. Pray and pray hard that there is not a lot of injuries happening, because this type of schedule, as tight as it is, that scares me and concerns me. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I'm about to get out of here. I hope you guys enjoy. Don't forget Wrestle Eats debuts in October. And I will also be doing some makeup stuff, which I'll come up with the name for that as well and the concept for it. But Wrestle Eats debuts. I can't talk today. Wrestle Eats debuts in October. And I will see you guys on Wednesday when we have a little conversation about AJ Lee and this whole situation with her coming back to the E and how everybody has lost their goddamn minds. Yes, we're going to be talking about it. I'll get into it on Wednesday. And if you want to talk about it, make sure you come in here and talk about it with me on Wednesday. Bye.
Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe for more wrestling content. Check out our merch and consider becoming a member for exclusive perks, special emojis, and members-only content.